Okay, so last week we did a short parable. So let's review that. Okay, so verse 31. What did we draw here? What's this? What's this
The
dot?
mustard seed.
Mustard seed.
Mustard seed. Mustard seed is compared to what? Jesus is comparing mustard seed to
Ministry.
kingdom of heaven, right? And kingdom of heaven is like how? So it was like a mustard seed when it started, so everybody thought it's just small and just one Jesus and 12 disciples, what are they going to do? But it grew and grew, and so many people joined in, and that's why we drew this. So can anyone describe this tree, this mustard tree? Somebody else. Let's give chance to somebody else. Yes. Anybody else can describe?
This is the
Yes.
all believers from many believers from all countries.
Yes. Yes. So who is at the center? Who's
Jesus.
Jesus. Then 12 disciples. Then they took the gospel, the good news. The good news is that Jesus has come to unite us with God the Father, right? And yeah, so that gospel spread to how many continents?
7.
All.
Yeah, okay. So 7th continent we didn't draw because there is officially no one living there, Antarctica. Okay, so we've drawn 6 continents. Yeah, and all the countries. Yes, and all the countries. And what are these pink cards? What do these signify?
People who love Jesus.
Yeah, people who love God. Yeah, so they're there in all the countries. So wherever we go. So as you grow up, you might travel a lot. Some of you might travel a lot. And you will find out wherever you go, you can find God's people there. All colors and all languages. How many languages did we discuss? Do you remember?
7,000 plus.
Plus, yeah. How many countries?
195.
Wow, very good. You remember. Okay. So, yeah. And we can write, different skin color and a lot of things we can write. So, our family is very big and very diverse, so we have a lot of variety. And that's one big family. In heaven, we'll all be as one big family. And we have the same Heavenly Father, right? Okay, so that's what we discussed last week. So we can be super happy that we have a very big family. Okay, so this week we have a long parable. So last week it was short. This week is long, but we're going to do it in one go. Okay, right. So today's 23rd. Right. So someone can read verse 13. So this is found in Luke chapter 12, 13 to 21. Okay. This is related to the comic style that we did. Okay. So we'll also refer to that. We'll open that sometime. Okay. Right. 13th verse. Somebody can read.
Someone in the crowd said to him, Teacher, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me.
What is inheritance?
Place
We
that we
and
own or we live.
Something we get from our family. Yes.
Yes. So, okay. So we are talking about a future inheritance in God. So here there are two brothers, so two siblings. Okay. So they have some property from their father and they are trying to divide that. So there's some problem. So they're not agreeing to who gets how much, right? So They're coming to Jesus and asking for Jesus' help. Tell my brothers to divide the inheritance. So let's assume that they have a piece of land and they want to divide the land by 2. Do you know the monkey story? I just thought of the monkey story. Monkey divides the cake. Know that? Huh? Yeah. So monkey cuts the cake into half and then weighs it, and one side it's a little bit more, so it eats a little piece of that,
And the
and then
monkey
and then cuts little piece from this and eats a little piece from this, and then cuts
and
on
the
both
cake
sides,
is
and finally yeah. Okay, so these guys want exactly half, probably, I don't know, or older brother wants more. We don't know what's the problem here. So they're coming to Jesus for help, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and draw this. So this is an incident, so we're not going to color the verse. So let's draw a piece of land. Okay, so just a random piece of land. Okay, and let's just put some crops on it. So I'm not sure what the inheritance is, but we can show inheritance like this. Okay, and they want this to be divided. Okay, so you can take any other darker color and say put a zigzag line down the middle. Okay, so they want this to be divided between 2 brothers. Now we'll draw the brothers. Yeah, we'll draw the brothers in the next verse. Okay, so that's what is happening in first verse. Okay, what do you think? Will Jesus help or not? Should Jesus help?
No.
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 Jesus will not help or should not help, or what are you saying?
Jesus will help.
He will not like
Uh,
divide the land by himself,
uh,
but will explain to them to share maybe.
okay, okay. Okay, let's go ahead, read the next verse, 14th verse. Somebody else can read 14, verse 14.
Uncle, can I?
Yes, go ahead.
Jesus replied, Man, who appointed me a judge or an arbiter between you?
So they want Jesus to resolve some silly problems. So Jesus is focused on important things. No, so we'll discuss about that. But he's saying, man, who appointed me as judge? So you're coming to me to resolve some silly problem between you both. So who am I? Am I a judge to resolve things between both of you? Okay, so that's Jesus' question. Meaning, so he's not expecting them to bring these kind of problems. Yes, Joshua? You have a question?
Uncle,
Yes.
what is arbiter?
Arbiter meaning somebody who resolves issues, somebody who solves things. Right?
Okay, Uncle, thank you.
Yeah. 2 people come with a problem, and so somebody resolves the issues and settles. Okay, so you take this, like that. Okay. So Jesus is saying, I'm not interested in these kind of things. I didn't come for these kind of problems. So let's draw Jesus right in the middle. Okay, I've given less space because I'm just going to do a small diagram here, and 2 people on either side. Okay, these are the 2 brothers. Okay, so Jesus is saying, I'm not going to resolve issues between you both. Okay, so we'll put a link between both of them and put a cross. Okay, so they have some tug. Okay, right? So Jesus is not going to resolve this for them. So I'll put a green X to say that, yeah, so you guys sort it out yourself. No, these are some silly problems. This is explaining with a parable why this is a silly problem. Okay, so that is what we read from verse 15 onwards. Okay, right. So let's get into the parable. Not it. There's one more verse. Yes.
I have joined late. Can you?
Okay. So let's go through 13 and 14. Aradhya, good evening. Enoch, good evening. 13 and 14 for both of them. 13th verse, two people are coming to Jesus to ask for Jesus. Yes.
Uncle, I wanted to ask, are we not going to color the verses?
1 second, one by one. Avisha, yes.
Aren't we going to color the verses, Uncle?
No. For story, if there is a direct meaning that we can pick it up from there, we'll color. This is just a story. We don't have anything to color here. Okay, right, right. Okay. So in 13th verse, we read two brothers who've come to Jesus for help in dividing their piece of land that they got from their father. Okay, so inheritance. So they want the land to be divided. So they are asking for Jesus' help. 14. So Jesus is surprised by what problem they're bringing to Jesus and saying, am I a judge, between both of you to resolve this problem? No, I'm not going to do this. No, so you resolve among yourself. Okay, so we just put two people.
Uncle, can I read the 15th verse?
Wait, yeah, one sec. So in 14th verse, we just drew two people on either side of Jesus and put a blue link between both of them with a cross, meaning that they have some issue between them, but Jesus is not going to solve it for them. That's why the green X. Okay, so Jesus is saying, you guys resolve it between yourself. Okay, 15th verse. Yeah, yes, Avisha, go ahead, read.
Then he said to them, watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. If life does not consist in an abundance for possessions.
Yes, so Jesus is giving a warning. Now we have to color this red, right? It's a warning. Watch out. Okay. So it's like saying there's a snake or there is a scorpion. Watch out. Okay. So what is that we should watch out? Be on your guard against all kinds of greed. What is greed? Does anyone know what is greed?
Yes,
To be
Uncle, I
greedy.
know.
Yeah, what is greed? You shouldn't use the same word to explain that word. Huh? Yeah.
It's like everything I want me, but not for you.
Yes, I want this, I want that, I want that also, I want this also, right? So that's greed. Huh? So be on your guard, meaning be careful, be very careful against all kinds of greed. So there are lots of things that we might start liking, we might start wanting. And why should we be careful? Because life does not consist in an abundance of possessions. What does it mean? Abundance of possessions, meaning abundance of things. Now, who likes lots of things in their house? Hmm?
Football, sir.
What? You like football, you said?
Yes.
I remember. Okay, we'll come to that. So yeah, so we might like many things in our house, but Jesus is saying, dear kids, dear brothers, you should not desire having so many things in your house. Okay, so because that is not what our focus is. What is our focus? What is our purpose in life?
Be close to God.
Yes, we are walking with God. We are looking into eternity, right? So yes, we enjoy some things in this planet, but we are not here to collect things in this planet, right? Because we're going to leave it and go. That's what we're going to see. Okay, so let's draw ourselves here. So I'm going to draw myself, right? So draw in the center. Okay, So we're going to draw things around on both sides. Okay. So I'm going to pop out one of my eye. Okay. So one of my eye and draw it big. No. So it's like showing that I desire some things this side. Okay. And pop out another eye on the other side. Okay. So we'll come to that. So I'm going to draw some things this side. So what should I draw? So let me start with what I like. Which game do I play? Do you remember? Anyone? Tennis. So I'm going to draw a tennis ball. Okay. So okay, so I like tennis, but that doesn't mean that I should collect a lot of rackets, a lot of balls, and store them, keep them. Be very attached to them. If I have, I play, but if I don't have, it's all right. If one ball is lost, it's all right. So I shouldn't be so greedy, right? Okay, so what else? Yeah, Jaden said football. Let's draw football. So each one, maybe you can say some things, that you really like. So we'll draw that, and we're going to remind ourselves that it's okay to lose them, So meaning we should not be so attached to our Jaden. It doesn't look like a football. You might draw a better football. Okay. Right. Okay. Anyone else? What else do you like? Things that you like. Go on.
Books.
Books. Okay,
Chess.
let's draw chess and books this side. So I'm going to draw a book. So all this is good. Okay, it's not bad, but we should be happy with what we have and not be greedy. Okay, so meaning shouldn't say you want lots of things, all these things. And if we don't have, it's all right. And we shouldn't be attached to these things too much. Okay. So which coin shall we, which thing shall we draw for chess? Or we'll draw a chessboard. I think that's easier, right? Chessboard. A checkerboard. Okay, I don't have space for.
Sir, cycling.
Yes, cycling. Okay, on the other side. Okay, so.
Sir, can we draw how many even we want?
Yes, go ahead. You're free to do that. So this is to remind ourselves that there are a lot of things that we use daily, So, but Jesus is saying that we shouldn't be too attached to these things. Okay, so we can have, there is nothing wrong in what we have, but we shouldn't be too attached, and we shouldn't love these things more than Jesus. So if there is a, if we have to give this away, or if we are asked to live without these things, we should be okay. Okay, on the other side, I'm going to draw another eye. I'm going to pop my other eye and draw more things. So why am I popping eye? Greed starts where?
Ice.
Eyes. Okay. I have, okay, my friend has a new phone, so it's nice. Yeah, so I also want it. So we see things and we start liking. So okay, that is why advertisements work. In TV or YouTube, we see advertisements, right? And we start liking them. So we also want it. Okay, somebody said cycle. Let's try drawing a cycle. Who said cycle?
Darling.
Okay, Jolene. Right. So let's draw a cycle. Okay, that's my cycle. Okay. Does it look like a cycle? Maybe. Okay, there are no spokes. Right, what else? Somebody else, you can add, I think 3 more things I can add. What other things that you like?
Sir, computer.
Computer, okay. Yes, computer. Many of us like computer. So let's draw a laptop. Okay, 2 more things. Ideas?
Drawing.
Drawing, okay. It's difficult to express drawing. Okay, something that you like. Anybody else? Toys?
Space.
What?
Space.
Space. Okay, that's beyond the drawing. Huh? Let's draw toys. Some things that we see every day. Okay. So what kind of toys? Let's draw a doll. Okay. Okay. One more thing. One last thing.
Sir, headset.
Headset. Oh, Jaden is wearing one. Okay. Headphone. Zing.
I don't have a space to draw headphones, so I'll just draw it little.
No problem. Yes, go ahead. So whatever you can draw. Okay. That looks like a headphone, right? Okay, so what do we learn here? What is Jesus saying? What we should not do? We should not?
We shouldn't desire too many things and focus only on them.
Yes, that doesn't mean that we should desire for some things. Okay, so we'll discuss that down below. Okay, so the point here is that we don't value these things more than Jesus. Okay, so if we have, it's okay. If we don't have, it's okay. Okay, so we are like that, carefree. Okay, so will you be so worried if you lose a small? Yes. Will you be worried if you lose a small what a button?
No.
No, right? So that's how we should treat all these things. No, so it just okay, it's just a button. Okay, so it's lost or it's broken or I don't have it. It's all right. Okay, so who is important? Jesus is important. Remember, life is not about having a lot of things. Okay, let's go ahead. Arpana, 16th verse.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
And he told them this parable: the ground of certain rich man had abundant harvest.
Okay, so now we're getting into the story. So this is a story about a rich man. Okay, so he has yielded an abundant harvest. Okay, so he's already rich. Remember that. Okay, so let's draw that. So this man, okay, you'll have enough space to draw. Okay, so no problem. So I'm just going to draw that he has a lot of riches already. Okay, so I'm drawing a kind of a box or something where he has a lot of riches stored. Okay, so he's already rich. He's called a rich man. Okay, so he already has a lot of things. Okay, so what happened to him? He had a abundant harvest. Okay, so lots of crops grew. Okay, so how much ever space you have, you can use all that and draw a big piece of land and draw lots of crops. So that particular year, he had lot of crops and everything gave grew nicely, and he has lots in excess, more than what he requires, right? Okay, so that's what we read in verse 16. Okay, right. 17, who can read 17?
Sir Jaden,
Yes, Dayton, go ahead.
he thought to himself, that shall I do? I have no place to store my crops.
Uh, he might have a big house. He's a rich man. Okay, so he thought to himself, what shall I do? I have no place to store my crops. Okay, so let's draw two barns. Okay, so we're going to read that in the next verse. Okay, so they are full. So kind of a rectangle you can draw and put a circle around, kind of a arc around it, and extend it and put a circle here, a semicircle here, and close it. Okay, something like this. This is a house where we store crops. So he has some storage, but they are full. Okay, so they are full. And let me put one more like this. They're both full. A rectangle, a small arc, and extend it and put a semicircle down. Okay, and this is also full. He already has a lot of things, so he has no place to store crops, more crops. Okay, that's what we see in 17. Okay, 18.
Then he said, "This is what I'll do. I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones, and there I will store my surplus grain."
So the barns that he have, barns is where you store crops, so storage places. So the barns that he have are small, they're full. So he's going to break them down and build bigger ones. Okay, so we're going to show maybe one small one. Okay, so the same one that we drew on top, okay, we are showing, but it's going to be small compared to what he's going to build now. Okay, so we'll show one like this, small one, and it's full. So, but he's going to break this down. So let's show a hammer. Okay, so he's going to, okay. We'll show a hammer that he's going to break this down. Oops. Okay, so he's going to break this down and he's going to build a bigger barn. So let's show as big as possible. A bigger barn. Okay. Right. And he's going to fill it with lots of crops. Okay. So he's going to fill it with lots of crops. Right. That's what we see in verse 18. So he's going to break this barns that he has, and he's going to build bigger barns. Okay. Right. 19th verse is a key verse. Okay, 19th verse. Somebody can read?
Sir, Joylin,
Yes, Joylan.
and I will say to myself, You have plenty of grains laid up for many years.
Hmm.
Take life easy, eat, drink, and be merry.
Okay. So he's saying to himself, you have plenty of grain for many years. Okay. So let's say next 50 years. Okay. So 50 years he doesn't have to work because he has food. And he's saying to himself, take life easy. Enjoy. Okay. Eat, drink, and party, be merry. Okay. So he's saying to himself, so relax. Okay. So is that wrong in what he said? Is
Yes,
that
uncle.
how
Yes,
is it
uncle.
how is it wrong?
Like he is being like, I don't need to work because I already have a lot of things to do, but God made us to work.
Okay, but
And
he
worship.
has things, so he doesn't have to work. We work because we want some money to eat and to take care of our family members, but he has. So what is wrong?
He's proud.
He's proud. Okay, correct. Something else? Is he missing something?
He's only thinking
Yes,
about
uncle.
eating, drinking.
Okay. He's only thinking about eating, drinking, and partying. Okay, yeah. In other words,
He,
uh, yes, Avisha.
he was missing that God was overseeing him.
Okay, yes. He has no thought about God, right? So he's only planning, he's thinking, okay, I'll be here for a long time and I'm going to just enjoy my life. But he has forgotten totally about God, you know. So he should think about God and say, okay, so I have all this. Now, how can I use this to get close to God, to know God, to help God's people, you know? So that should have been his thought. But he's only thinking of himself and thinking that he's going to just enjoy life. Okay. So the first part we're going to draw like this. We're going to put a timeline, right? He's thinking he has very long time to live. Okay. So I'm going to start with 2021, right? And then write maybe 2022 and then put a dot, 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 dot. And 50 years from now is how many? 2021 plus 50.
20,
Hmm.
It is 71.
Yes, 2071. Good. Okay. So he is still thinking that for 50 years, I can just relax. So, okay. So after this timeline, we can draw him relaxing. Okay. So I'm going to draw some kind of beach chair or something. Something like this. And he's just lying down on it. And relaxing. Does it look like he's relaxing? Okay. So he's going to eat. So let's give him something to eat. Maybe there is a table here. And some things are there. Okay. So he has some things to eat, drink. Okay. And be merry. Maybe listen to music or something. Okay.
Can you move a little?
Okay. Yes. Okay. So what is the problem? Having lots is not a problem. So you have, so you work and you got a lot of money through that work. That's not the problem. But we can use money in many ways, right? So either all for ourselves, or we can use money to know God, to get close to God, and to help God's people, right? So he should have done that. But instead, he's thinking he's going to be here for a long time and he's just planning to relax, right? Okay, let's listen to what Jesus says next. 20th verse. 20.
But God said to him, "You fool, this very night your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself?"
Yes. Huh? What did Jesus say? He's calling him with a nice name. What's his name now?
You
Hmm?
fool.
Fool.
Huh?
You fool.
You dear fool. Huh? Huh? Why is he a fool? Because he's thinking about this planet, right? We are made for which planet?
God.
Huh?
God.
So we are made for which place? Hmm?
Heaven.
Heaven.
Yeah, a place we call heaven. We don't know where it is. Huh? We don't know how it is, but it's going to be amazing, and it's going to be where God is. God lives there, right? So we are not made for this planet Earth, right? So we have a home somewhere. So this person is thinking that I'm going to spend all my life here, but Jesus is saying, "You fool! This very night." So he's sleeping. So let him show that he's sleeping tonight. Okay. He has a cot and he's sleeping there. Okay. And his soul. Okay. So let's show his heart. So what kind of heart should we give him? Is he, we saw 4 hearts, right? So black, pink, brown, and
Yellow.
yellow. So which heart does he have?
Brown.
Hmm?
Black. Brown.
Yeah, probably black. It's not very clear, but I think probably it's black. Why? Because this person chose uh, to enjoy his riches than to enjoy God, right? So whom should we enjoy? God. If you are rich, we use the money to get close with God, not use the money to enjoy our own life, right? So I'm going to give him a black heart.
Sir, I don't have black, so can I use brown?
Yes, you can. Yeah, if you don't have something dark,
Thank you, Uncle.
something dark is okay. Okay.
Uncle, I also don't have black
Okay.
color.
Okay. So tonight, okay, so as he's sleeping, so let's show him sleeping. He's snoring. Zzz. Okay. So tonight, his soul is taken from him. Okay, so let's show something like this. His heart is taken from him. Meaning it's time over for him on planet Earth. So he was planning till how many years?
50.
Ah,
God.
yes, 2071. So we don't know what exactly was his plan, but we're just giving a rough number. So 50 years, I'll be like this. But 2021, October 23rd itself, he's called home. So he doesn't have even one more day to enjoy. He's called, so he's no longer on this planet Earth. Okay, so what will all the riches? Where will all the riches go? Okay, so let's show this like a box. So he has a lot of riches. We already saw, right? So all the riches, where is it? It is lying on this planet Earth. And where is this fellow?
In heaven, the planet Earth.
What, Jaden?
Out of planet Earth.
Out of planet Earth, huh? So he's no longer in this planet. So he left everything. Okay, so just put a line. He left everything here, and he is gone. Hmm. He's gone beyond this planet. Okay, so this riches is left in this planet. We have to leave everything that we store here, and he has gone beyond this planet, okay, to a eternal place. So God will decide whether he goes to heaven or away from God for eternity, right? Okay, so we have to make a wise choice. If we have money, what should we do with that money?
We should
So
do
use
something
it to
for
come
God.
closer to God.
Correct. We should use that money to get close to God. Okay, so that's what we see in verse 21. Let's read verse 21.
Uncle, can I?
Yes. Who said that?
Aradhya.
Aradhya, yes. Sorry.
This is how it will be with whoever stores up things for themselves, but is not rich toward God.
Oh, okay. Let's discuss the last phrase. But is not rich toward God. What is it to be rich towards God? When will
To be
God consider us rich?
when we are worthy to Him,
When we are worthy to Him. How can we be worthy to Him?
we can obey God's word, and we can be tell about God to other people.
Yes, yes,
We
yes,
can obey the Ten Commandments
yes, yes,
and read
yes.
Bible and memorize verse every day.
Yes, yes. And yeah, so reading is nice, memorizing is nice, but more than all that, what Joshua said, right? So obedience, right? So Jesus, in the Bible, we read often that people did a lot of rituals like reading Bible, going to churches, but if they don't obey, then there's no point, right? So rich towards God, meaning I'm going to draw it like this, okay? So if we have money, so let's draw a bag of money, okay? So money or whatever, okay? So if we have things, okay? So let's, this could be money or things, okay? So whatever we drew earlier, it could be that, okay? Right? So we have to use this money for what? For getting close to God. Okay. So I'm going to draw myself again. So this is me. Okay. So this money I'm going to use for what? For getting close with God. Okay. Okay. Right? So I'm not here to store up things in this planet because I'm going to leave it anyhow. No, tonight or tomorrow night, or day after tomorrow or next year, we don't know. But we should use these things and money for what? For getting close to God. Okay. And walking in his footsteps, how he asks us to walk. Okay. So let's also show that 2 feet, 2 funny feet. Okay. So walking like how Jesus walks. Okay. That's what is obedience, right? So obedience is to listen to how exactly Jesus wants us to behave. Okay. Um, let's also show our pink heart that we put our trust in Jesus and not in the money that we have. Yeah. So that's about greed. And um, how much money will be enough for us? What do you think?
For a month, 1,000 rupees.
1,000 rupees. Okay. So you know what? If you start having 1,000 rupees, you will think, I should have 5,000 rupees. Huh? If you start having 5,000 rupees, you will think, I should have 10,000 rupees. Huh? There's no end to it. You know that? So that's why it's called greed, right? So we just go on and on. So, okay, I should have drawn a pink card, right? Sorry, it should have been a pink card. So that's why we should put our dependence on God, right?
Excuse me, uncle.
Yes. Yes,
Uncle,
Avisha.
actually, I have a quiz at 5 o'clock. So
Okay.
can I?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So we should depend on God and not on the money we have. Right. So that is what we read. Okay. So okay. So we're going to color the verse also red. Okay. So this is how it will be with whoever stores up things for themselves. It's nicely said. Okay. But is not rich towards God. Okay. But is not rich towards God. Right. So we should not store up things for ourselves, but we should transfer it to be used to get closer to God and to help us walk with God. Okay. I think let's also do this. Let's draw a small planet. This is a different idea. Okay. A small Earth planet. Okay. I can just quickly draw. Okay. So we're going to transfer our money from here to heaven. How can we do that? You know, Bible talks about that we can send money to heaven. Send money in the sense, not the same coins, rupees, but treasure to heaven. How can we do that?
Sir, I forgot its name.
Okay, so how do we draw heaven? It's difficult. So I'm just going to put some pink lines. Okay, so we can transfer, so what we have here, I'm just going to draw the same bag, a smaller bag. Okay, so we can transfer this. We have to send it to heaven. Jesus talks about this somewhere else, also says that your thief might steal, some thief might steal your money. So send it to heaven. Some moths might eat your money. You send it to heaven. So we should use it for the right purposes, and so that we have treasure in heaven, right? So that's how we become rich towards God. God sees us rich, that we're not using these things for ourselves, but we are using it for getting closer to God. Okay, so if you have lots of money, think about using that to get closer to God. Okay, if you don't have lots of money, very good, you won't be in trouble, right? You won't be greedy. Okay, so the more we have, we start desiring for more and more. Okay, right, let's review. Okay, quickly, 13th verse, what do we see?
Crowd.
Tishwa, I couldn't hear you.
The crowd asked Jesus,
Yes.
tell my brother and to divide the.
Divide. Yeah. So one man is coming and saying, my brother is not dividing equally, please help. And did Jesus help? Jesus said, sorry boss, this is a problem that you have to sort out. I'm not going to help in this. Okay, and then Jesus goes on to warn people. What is the warning in verse 15?
We shouldn't desire for things, and we shouldn't value them more than Jesus.
Excellent. Okay, so where does greed start? Greed starts with the
From our
with a
eyes.
yeah,
Eyes.
with eyes. That's why we pop the eye and we drew it bigger. Right. 16th verse. So Jesus starts with a story. A man, who is he?
A man is very rich and
Ah,
he had an abundant harvest.
So one fine year he got lots of crops. Okay, 17. Okay, anybody can tell. Yeah, go ahead. What do we see in
Uh,
17?
he doesn't have place to store the crops he got from the
Yes,
harvest.
yes, he has some barns already. They are full. So, okay, 18th verse I'll tell. So he breaks them and builds bigger barns so that he can store lots of things. And 19, what do we read? What is his plan? He has a plan.
It says that I have lot
Uh,
work
you're
much.
on your, okay. Uh,
I need not work much. I can eat. So
mm,
he's
yeah.
saying take life easy.
Yes, so I'm gonna enjoy life. I have a lot of things, so I can eat or do what I want. Okay. Okay, 20. Jesus calling him with a name. Huh? Dear fool. Hmm? So what might happen in the story? Huh? When is he called up?
Tonight.
Tonight. So before even he finished his plan, he's called. So where did he leave the riches? Here on this planet,
On planet
and
Earth.
he had to leave, right? Okay. So what is Jesus saying? 21.
In the same way, it will happen for the one who store riches for himself and not
Correct.
rich to God.
Yeah. So what should we do?
Should
We
transfer our riches to heaven.
correct. We should transfer our riches to heaven. How can we do that?
Use our things to come closer to God.
Correct. Use the things to come closer to God and walk in his footsteps. Right? Okay.
We have to help the poor.
Yes. Okay. Let's pray. Dear God, thank you for this evening. We read a nice, interesting story, Master. Sometimes we also desire a lot of things. We want many things like our friends, like what we watch in TV or videos. We pray that you will help us not to have this greedy eyes, but be happy with what we have. And even with what we have, help us to use them to to come closer to you, to spend time with you, to know you, to think about you, to listen to your word, to know about you and your glorious universe. Master, the entire universe belongs to you. What will we do with small, tiny little things? If you are your child, everything belongs to us as well. We pray that we'll be rich in heaven and not on this planet that we're going to leave very soon. Thank you. In Jesus' name we